Hello, good morning, dear students. So, in today's class, we are going to discuss about a very important theorem, or it is also called as a principle. That is Bernoulli's theorem or principle. Okay, it is very important. So, for 5 marks, this question they ask in your exam, or sometimes in 2 marks also they may ask you the statement of Bernoulli's principle or Bernoulli's theorem. Okay. Now, as in the last class, we already discussed the energy of the fluids. That is, we are having the three types of energies. One is potential energy, the other one is kinetic energy, and the other one is the pressure energy. Okay, and for all these, we are having we have derived the expressions for all these energies which are in fluids. There is potential energy per unit mass is given by there is P by rho. It is M by rho. So G by rho, and for kinetic energy we got half V square, and for pressure energy we got the P by rho. Okay. Now, in today's class, we are going to discuss about the Bernoulli's principle. Okay. Before that, first of all, we get to know the statement of Bernoulli's theorem or a principle. Okay. It states that the sum of pressure energy kinetic energy and potential energy per unit mass of a given fluid is always, or also per unit mass, or we can write like this. The sum of pressure energy, kinetic energy and potential energy per unit mass is always constant for a given fluid having streamline flow. So this is what the statement of the Bernoulli's theorem or a Bernoulli's principle. It states that the sum of pressure energy, kinetic energy and potential energy per unit mass is always constant for a given fluid having a streamline flow. So I am writing here the sum of pressure energy plus kinetic energy plus potential energy per unit mass is always constant. So this is what I am expressing here. Okay, that means pressure energy means P by rho, kinetic energy means half V square, potential energy means that is G by rho. Okay, So these are all going to be remains constant. Okay. Now let us, we are going to discuss about the explanation of this Bernoulli's principle. Okay. So before that, we are going to consider a streamline flow, a fluid, considering a tube, so here we are considering an ideal fluid which is flowing in a streamline flow. So here consider ideal fluid which is flowing in a streamline flow. It is a horizontal surface. Let here, so there is a streamline flow. Streamline flow. So from here to here height is h1, and from here to here the height h2. So it is a A point, it is a B point. There are 2 points here through which in between the fluid is flowing. So at A end we are having area of cross section A1 and it is the velocity V1. Okay. And here we are having the area of cross section at this B point A2 and the velocity is V2 here. Okay. And this is the H2 is the height from the ground surface to this end point B, and at this end we are having the height h1 here. Okay. Now let the force acting on the fluid is how much? Force acting on a fluid is given by P1 A1 here, and also I will denote here at this end we are having the pressure P1 and at this end we are having the pressure P2. Remember students, here at the 2 end points, that is A point and B point, we are having different area of cross sections. Okay. Here A1, V1, P1 and H1 are the area of cross section and velocity and pressure and height at the A end, and the A2, V2, P2 and H2 are the area of cross section, velocity and the pressure and the height at the B end. Okay. For a force acting on a fluid at point A, at this side, I am considering at this side, it is how much? P1 A1, because we know that pressure is given by pressure is equal to force by area, so F is equal to P into A. That is pressure into area of cross section. So therefore, at this A end, The force is how much it is acting? It is P1 A1. Okay. Now the distance traveled by the fluid at point A is equal to, that is, we know that speed is equal to distance by, that is, velocity is equal to distance by time. So I am writing here distance is equal to, that is, speed into time, velocity into time. Yes. Now here speed here. Okay. Or we can say velocity. I am considering a velocity. So velocity is equal to distance by time. This distance is equal to speed, velocity into time. Or I can say the speed also we can say. So how much we are getting here? At A point in 1 second. In 1 second, the time is 1 second is equal to, that is, V1 into T. T means time here. So time is how much? 1 second. So we are taking here V1. Okay. So distance traveled by the fluid at a point A in 1 second is how much? That is V1. Now therefore work done by the fluid at A point is equal to force into, that is, displacement. Force into displacement. Now force is how much? P1 A1. So distance is how much here? Force into distance is how much? That is V1. So V1. So P1 A1 V1 here. Okay. Similarly, this is the work done which we have got at A point. The work done by the fluid at point A is how much? P1 A1 V1. Similarly, at B point will be the work done by the fluid at B point is equal to, that is, P2 V2 V2. Okay. Now the net work done by the fluid between A and B is given by P1 A1 V1 minus P2 A2 V2. So if I differentiate, अगर मैं यहाँ पे subtract करूँगा दोनों के बीच में, then I am getting the net work done by the fluid between point A and B. So this is what the net work done. But we know that A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. That means m by rho, by according to the equation of continuity which we have discussed in the last class. Just to go through that equation of continuity, then you get an idea. That is A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2 is equal to m by rho. So therefore we can write this as, this our expression can be written as, so therefore the net work done by the fluid between A and B is, that is, so I am writing here, equal to A1 V1 means P1 m by rho minus P2 m by rho. Okay. A1 V1 and A2 will be taken as m by rho. So I have written here the net work done by the fluid between A and B is how much? P1 m by rho minus P2 m by rho. So take this as equation number 1 here. Now this work done, okay, increases the potential energy and the kinetic energy between A and B. So therefore we can write this as, so there will be increase in the both kinetic energy and also the potential energy. So therefore first of all you find the increase in potential energy between A and B is equal to, that is m g h1 minus m g h2. Okay. Now similarly, increase in kinetic energy between A and B is equal to half V1 square minus half V2 square. Okay. So we got the increase in potential energy between A and B and the increase in kinetic energy between A and B. So whatever the work done which we are getting here, that the total work done, okay, the net work done by the fluid between the points A and B will increases the potential energy and the kinetic energy. So therefore the increase in potential energy between A and B can be written as mgh1 minus mgh2, and increase in kinetic energy between A and B can be written as half v1 square minus half v2 square. Okay, so this is what we have got. Okay, so till here you note down. Okay, I will explain next. I am going to explain in this side. Okay. Okay. Now, so increase in kinetic energy between A and B. Kinetic energy means half m v1 square, half m v2 square. Okay. So this is the work done by the fluid between A and B by pressure energy. By pressure energy. Okay. So according to work energy theorem, the work done on the fluid by pressure energy is equal to the total increase in the energy. Total increase in the energy. So that means here the work done on the fluid by pressure energy is how much? P1 m by rho minus P2 m by rho. Okay, is equal to, total means sum of the increase in potential energy and the kinetic energy means mgh1 minus mgh2 plus half m v1 square minus half m v2 square. So, according to the work energy theorem, work done on the fluid by pressure energy is equal to total increase in energy. That is the sum of increase in potential energy plus increase in kinetic energy. So here the common is here m here. So I will take m as a common here. P1 by rho minus P2 by rho into m is equal to here. We are having m as common here. So GH1 plus minus GH2 plus half V1 square minus half V2 square. So here m will get cancelled. So we will be getting P1 by rho minus P2 by rho is equal to GH1 plus minus GH2 plus half V1 square minus half V2 square. So I will be writing here P1 by rho minus of GH1 minus of half V1 square is equal to P2 by rho or also you can write this as P2 by rho minus GH2 minus half V2 square, right? So here dear students, some little mistake has been done here. So sorry for that one. Here we should not get the minus here, because as the statement itself it is saying that the sum of the pressure energy, kinetic energy and potential energy. Sum of the pressure energy. Sum means we should get plus here. So we have taken here this as H1. Only the small mistake here. There is V2 here V1. So it will be H2 minus H1 V2 V1 H2 H1 V2 V1. So here H2 H1 V2 V1. Only I have written here and G1 I have written here because we have to subtract from greater minus smaller here. Okay. mgh2 minus mgh1 half mv2 square minus half v1 square. Here, as we know that here the area of cross section is very small here, hence the velocity is also v2 is also greater than v1, because here a2 is less than a1 here. As we studied in the last class, in equation of continuity, smaller the area, greater will be the velocity. So therefore we have to take here half mv2 square minus half v1 square and mgh2 minus mgh1. Here height is more here, height is greater here, so that's why h2 here we have to take greater minus smaller, and here height is very small here. So for that we have taken here mgh1. So therefore this expression becomes P1 by rho. If I take this in this side, it will be plus, and again if I take this side, it will be plus. So if P2 by rho goes to the RHS side, then it becomes plus GH2 plus half V2 square. So this is the required equation for the, or you can say this is the required, or in general we can write this as, so I am writing here P1 by rho plus GH plus half V square is equals to constant, is equals to constant. So in general form, we are writing this as P1 by rho plus GH1 plus half V square is equal to constant. This expression is, this equation is called as Bernoulli's equation. This equation is called as Bernoulli's equation. So which is the required expression. That is explanation for the Bernoulli's theorem on a instrument. Okay. So this derivation is very important. So they might ask you for 5 marks, or they might ask you only the statement in 2 marks. Okay. So today we'll stop here. So in the next class we'll discuss the new topic, and this derivation you should practice at least for 10 times at your home. So today's homework is this derivation you have to practice for 10 times homework. Okay. Thank you, dear students.